The Department of Phenomenology. Meaning is not something made by each creature. It is embedded in the fabric of the universe and is written on a placard in front of the chair that you find yourself sitting on. It is the first thing you notice when you open your eyes, for the first time, after you die. Is this hell? You ask. The receptionist smacks her gum and points to the sign above her head. You read it, but you don't know what it means. Department of Phenomenology, you mutter, half to yourself. She tells you to go find a dictionary. Instead, you wait. Eventually, you are called. Number 3,467,992,512,027. You ask why you had to give up your name. The faceless clerk sitting across from you, typing on a computer, tells you that's just how it is. You ask again, is this hell? The clerk just points to the sign. You still don't know what it means, but you figure this isn't hell. The clerk then gives you some papers and tells you to walk down the hall. You are supposed to go to the Hall of Content Management to oversee and help guide evolution, but you can't help but be seduced by a sign as you walk by. The sign says, Our History. As you walk into the hall, you are surrounded by a recreation of the Big Bang, along with a voice that is narrating that says, The department has been here before the beginning of time and will be here for all the universes to come. As you walk through the exhibit and are guided by the comforting narration, think Morgan Freeman, you learn that the department has shaped the creation of galaxies, stars, life, and even other dimensions, timelines, and mirror universes. You walk out of the exhibit with more questions than answers. A janitor sweeping the hallway is telling you to get where you are going, or else you are going to impede flow and things won't happen as they should. What do you mean? You ask. You know all those things like diseases, wars, mammals that lay eggs, all those things that seem wrong? Well, they all exist because someone didn't do their jobs. So get going, he said, and nudged your feet. You hurry along the hallway and eventually make it to content management. A disinterested man hands you a stack of papers to read and either okay or veto based on their evolutionary soundness. How will I know? You ask. He looks back at you with a tired glance. You will know, he said, then disappeared. As you start flipping through the papers, they all look like a lot of gibberish. Rows after rows of G, C, A, C, T, G, A, C, G, A, T, etc. But as you read, this nonsense starts to make sense, and 18 hours later, you turn in for the day and follow all the other workers back to the nest to recharge. So did this department create gravity, the speed of light? You ask one of your coworkers the next day. She smiles, but you can tell she is annoyed and wants to get back to work. Yes, she says abruptly. Everything in the universe was made by the department, either to fix a loophole or to make things run smoother. Loophole, you ask? She sighs. Yes, planets, stars, and even people have always tried to find loopholes to either last longer or get bigger. That is why you get mirror universes. That's why you have people living to be 800 years old in the early days of the Bible, or gods appearing. It is because of loopholes. We try to fix them, but the work is endless. Now can I get back to work? She asks. I still have all of Madagascar to cover, and I haven't even had my coffee. You smile sheepishly and get back to work. It is another long day. At the end of the day, you follow the others back to the nest to recharge. After 5 days, you start to notice that things are going fuzzy, and you ask your boss what is wrong. Nothing is wrong, he tells you. Workers are only here for 5 days before moving on. It is a flaw in the system we haven't yet figured out. So where do we go after here, you ask? The boss shrugs his shoulders, then reminds you to take a goodie bag and leave a good review on your way out.